Hi, traders. Good afternoon. Well, good evening, good morning, depending upon where you are in the world. Welcome once again to another live Q&A session with Oliver Velez. Of course, my name is Oliver Velez, and I'm your trader for life. Don't ever forget that. Yeah. All right, come on in, guys. Let me know where you're piping in from. Let me know wherever you are. Where are you coming in? What city? What country? I like to sort of get a feel for where you are. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much, guys, for your kind words. Thank you. I see Australia is in the house. Thank you, Ben, for your kind words. Ben says, I'm an amazing teacher. Thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it. Traders, I've been training traders officially from the year of 1994. So I started training traders on Wall Street in 1994. So a very long time. Yeah, Puerto Rico, Florida, wow, Egypt, California, Fort Lauderdale, my neck of the woods, Vegas, Poland, India, New Jersey, New Mexico, all over the place, guys. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. All right. All right, guys. So look, let's just jump right into this. I'm going to take some of your questions. You can ask me virtually anything you want, anything that's on your heart's desire. Anything your heart desires, I should say. Welcome, London. Welcome. So I'm going to jump right in here. Ark is asking, Ark Goo says, boss, I've heard that you have about 8 losing days a year. And I also heard that last year that number went up to 20. Is it just me, or are we going through a time where events don't have much follow through? Well, yes, on average, I have anywhere between 8 and, I don't know, 10, 12 losing days a year on average. That's not to say, just so you understand this, that's not to say that I don't have losing trades. I don't have many losing days. All right. So oftentimes a losing trade is recouped by another trade and the day is positive and so forth and so on. And believe it or not, I have traders that actually are more accurate than that. So I have one trader in particular who had a streak of close to 3 years without a single losing day. So really fascinating there. Now, as far as last year for me, I did experience more than normal last year. Last year was very unique in the markets, and it wasn't that there was a lack of follow through. It was that there was so much liquidity and so much money in the system that basically it was simply a buy only market for the most part. So many negative many things that would normally have a high reliability on the downside lost that reliability. All right. And so it took me a while for that to sort of sink in. And so, yeah, I did have slightly more losing days last year than normal because of that. And that period, guys, reminded me of the .com bubble years, that period last year. I remember in the year 2000 or so, I had very young traders, 18 years old, 19 years old. They were trading in my office. Some of these traders were making $100,000 in a day, $80,000 in a day, and they were doing it in a runaway market. But this runaway market required that you play it like a novice in order to make that kind of money. So it actually encouraged improper trading. There was no way these traders were making $100,000 in a day without doing stupid things. So in a normal market would punish those stupid activities. But this was a runaway bull market where everything that had a .com on it would just run up $20, $30 a day. Some things ran up $100 in a single day. And companies were simply at that time putting out press releases and changing their name to a .com. So Joe Schmo's Pizza Shop.com, and the thing would rock $80 that day. Now, it didn't matter where you got in. Your precision as far as entry didn't matter. You really needed very little skill in that runaway market. You just dove in and let the wave take you. I knew at that particular time that this was going to go away, that no runaway market like that lasts forever, and that most of these traders who are being indoctrinated by the market to play stupidly this way, they're going to pay a big price when the market reverts back to being normal. And to this very day, not a single trader survived. Not a single trader that made tons and tons of money during that runaway bull market. They're all destroyed. All of them, 100%. Not a single one survived. They kept trying to make it work when it wasn't working anymore, and they virtually all blew out because of the high leverage nature of our business. All right, so most of them lost way more than the gains they made. This was a similar scenario last year, where the if it's down, you buy it automatically. That market lasted for a while last year. That anything that opened down, if you didn't buy it, you lost out. And there were just certain scenarios I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I can't bring myself to buy that. That's not a buy event. That's a short event. I should not be buying that. And if you bought it, you made money last year. So down was up. We were in that market last year. Down means up. Down means up. No matter how ugly the market started down, you were supposed to buy it last year, and that's how you really scored big. I couldn't bring myself to do that. All right, so I left capital in the markets for other people to grab because I wasn't going to allow the market to train me to do what I know is wrong, because I know those markets don't last, and I would rather miss the money than take it by doing the wrong thing. You have to be careful about this, traders, because when you start doing the wrong thing and you get rewarded for doing the wrong thing, it has this funny way of seeping into your DNA. Do you understand? And it's very hard to reverse that. I protect my right behavior like my life depends on it. It is what my whole livelihood depends on, my right behavior. And I won't let anyone make me do the wrong thing. You can dangle all the carrots, all the money you want to. You're not going to make me do what I know is really stupid and wrong. Even if there's a reward for doing it, not going to do it. So I basically just let the market go. Today, we're in a perfect follow-through market. This is guys, listen, if you're having trouble in this market today, right now, what we've been in the last several weeks, you've got a lot of work to do, because this is the easiest market we've had in a very long time. It's freaking one-directional. It's one-directional. Weakness leads to more weakness. That's an easy market. There are no tricks being thrown at you. There are no sudden changes happening in the middle of weakness. It's just freaking weakness, weakness, weakness. So it's not very often that we get such a fluid, plain vanilla, straight market. And when we have those, you've got to take advantage of it. All right. So my P&L per day is up like 600%. You understand? My average P&L per day in this market, it's basically easy. My traders, my sharp traders are killing this. It's almost like shooting fish in a barrel right now. All right. It's a one-directional market. So Yeah, get with it. Take advantage of it as much as you possibly can. All right. Calvin's asking, Oliver, how important is it to understand trading foundations and differences in wealth and retail market play? I feel all the technical analysis, charting and analysis means nothing without self-realization of where we are. Yes. Well, look, before you can ever hope to have market mastery, you have to achieve some level of self-mastery. I think that's what you're getting at. And so, yes, what many people in the beginning, what they attempt to do is they attempt to stay the same person that they are, the same person that lacks discipline, the same person that lacks consistency, the same person that does not have a very sound method, strategy, the same person that's not quite as disciplined. They want to take that person into the market and make money. The problem is that that person can't possibly make money. The person that doesn't have a sound strategy, the person that doesn't have sound discipline, all right? The person that has no experience, that person, it's impossible to take that person into the market and make money. But that's what you're trying to do in the beginning. You're trying to stay who you are and take who you are right now into the market and win. Impossible. You have to become a different person first. You have to become disciplined. Now you're not disciplined. You have to get a very sound method under your belt. Now you don't have a very sound method under your belt. You have to become more experienced. Right now, you're not experienced. And so you have to become someone else first, a better version of you. And then that better version you take into the market, and then that better version starts producing. And so all of the conflict that a trader has in the beginning is really based on them trying to take their current selves into the market and make money. And so they're focused on the market. They think the answer's in the market when the answer is in you becoming different. The market is neutral. The market doesn't really have opportunity. The market doesn't have money. The opportunity and money is locked inside of your actions. If you woke up this morning and you never touched the market, there could be nothing that happens for you, right? No wins, no losses. But if you go to the market and you touch the market, make a few choices and you make money, that money wasn't in the market. If it was, it would have popped out the screen without your help. That money is locked inside of you. It's locked inside of your actions. It's locked inside of your decisions. The market needs you to unlock its potential. Do you understand? But you can't become an unlocker of the potential if you remain in a state of lack of experience. You need experience. If you remain devoid of discipline, all right, you have to work on yourself first. This is where the opportunity is. This is where the money is. Microsoft trades the very same way. Microsoft, great trade this morning, by the way. But Microsoft trades the same way for me as it does for you, as it does for frickin' Warren Buffett. It makes no distinction. Do you understand? It's the most democratic, neutral thing in the world. Yet, my results from Apple will be different from yours, will be different from Warren Buffett's. And it doesn't even matter if our money is different. If we all had the same amount of money, the same amount of time, all right, period, to trade Microsoft, we'd all get different results. So if every trader is going to get different results from the same stock, then is it the stock that determines what the trader gets? No, it's the trader that determines what you get. And I've done this before, guys. I've taken 50 traders, given each trader the same amount of money. So let's say this, 50 traders, $50,000 trading account, same stock, Microsoft, same time frame, 2 minute chart, same period of time, 20 minutes. Every trader has 20 minutes to trade Microsoft. First 20 minutes of the day, same amount of money, same time frame, same everything. Out of 50 traders, guess how many results you're going to get at the end of 20 minutes? 50 individual different results. So if it were Microsoft that determined what you got, Microsoft would deliver the same across all 50 traders. It's not Microsoft. It's the trader determining what they get. And so if the trader is the determiner, if it's the trader that determines your profitability or lack thereof, then it's the trader that needs to be worked on, not the market. Everyone's trying to find the secret in the market, and it's not there. There is nothing there. You understand? It's all here. So yes, you have to work on yourself. All right. Anton is saying, which broker do you trade with? Which broker you trade with matters too. A lot more. Brokers mattered a lot more than they do today. I'm not going to say that they don't matter, but they certainly mattered a lot more in the past than they do today. Over time, the brokerage business has become largely commoditized, which basically means that it makes virtually no difference whether you're trading with this broker or that broker. Their pipes are basically the same behind the scenes. They just window dress. They have different names and they window dress their firms on top of the same pipes, right? Differently. But for the most part, most firms are relatively the same on the retail level. Where you start to get differences is if you are starting to trade with institutional clearing firms that have very special, detailed routing systems, right? And if you're not trading at that level, it basically doesn't matter very, very much whether you're with Charles Schwab or frickin' Robinhood or whatever. You know, they're all email systems. They're all pretty basic retail executions, right? It's the institutional level, right, that you can start to get different. So an institutional firm might give the trader access to dark pools of liquidity. So if you can shoot orders through a specific dark pool and the orders are invisible to the world. That's why they call them dark pools. And so things like that can make a difference. How many dark pool routes does this broker have versus that broker? But this is all getting on institutional stuff. Algorithmic trading routes. An institutional firm might have several algorithmic trading routes you might want to use versus this firm doesn't have any algorithmic trading routes. And so on the institutional level, there is a big difference. On the retail level, I'd say there's little to no difference. All right. April is saying, how do I get over my self-change? What holds me back? The first step is to understand that your success as a trader is on the other side of your experience. You can't, this might sound obvious, but it's not as obvious as it sounds, because some of you, I'd be willing to bet, are actually living off of hopium, where you hope or you believe somehow that it's possible to be good before you gain experience. That you think experience happens later and good can happen before experience. And how can, that doesn't even sound right, right? That you can't be good before the experience. You have to gain experience first, and because of that experience, you start to become good, right? And so what does this mean? That you can't be good first, that it's going to take time to become experienced. And during this experience building time, you're going to suck. That's right. I said it. You're supposed to suck. Do you understand? You're supposed to be bad. You're supposed to get it wrong. You're supposed to fall over and over and over again. That's what the whole process of becoming experienced are. You can't become a master at something if you haven't been brought to the breaking point. You can't become a master in trading until you become so intimate with every possible error there is to make. You have to become intimate with every possible way to lose so that losing loses its grip on you, that you stop being afraid of it. How do you stop being afraid of loss? When you have lost so freaking frequently that it's normal, that it's nothing to be afraid of anymore. These experiences you have to go through. You have to go to hell, look Satan in his face and say, not today, I'm going back up. That you have to do multiple times. One visit to hell doesn't cut it. You can't become a master with one visit to hell. Do you understand? You have to get knocked around. You have to get beaten. You have to go through every dark tunnel there is. And you have to do it in a way where you don't stop until you get to the other side of that dark tunnel. And then the tunnel's behind you. All right? And so every problem in trading is a tunnel. Every error that you can make is a tunnel. Every demon is a tunnel. Every problem that has to be overcome, every obstacle is a tunnel. You have to go through each one of them. Do you understand? And you have to put each tunnel behind you. You can't put the tunnels behind you by going around them, by going on top of them. It doesn't work that way. You have to go through every single one. You have to experience the darkness of every single tunnel. And after a while, when you have so many of these tunnels behind you, and there's fewer tunnels in front of you, a truckload of tunnels behind you, that's now you're making progress, and you will start to see that show up in your day-to-day activity in the markets. You have to become a record keeper. I'm constantly on my traders about this. You've got to journal your trades. You've got to judge who you are by sets of 20 trades. You can't judge who you are as a trader by 1 or 2 trades or even 5 trades. No, you need a block of 20. You sit down after you have accumulated a block of 20. You sit down, you pour yourself a glass of wine on a Sunday afternoon or something, and you go over every single one of those 20 trades. You find which one was my biggest losing trade and why. Why did I lose so much on this trade? Let me go over all the steps again. Why was this the biggest winning trade? Let me go over that one. All right. Which symbol do I trade that delivers the best results? Which symbol out of these 20, which symbol delivered the biggest gains out of this 20? Which symbol did I have the hardest time with? Which tactic delivered the best? Which tactic sucked? Which price range do I seem to be in the flow better with? And which price range do I seem to lose it all in? All of these things. What was my average losing trade last week? What was my average winning trade last week? If you don't know these things, then you don't know who you are as a trader, and you certainly don't know what to work on this upcoming week. Every one of you should know right now to the penny what your average losing trade last week was, because if you don't know that coming into this week, then how do you make this week better than last week if you don't even know that one simple number? And what if that average loss per trade number from last week is too big? Then, of course, this week, your whole focus should be making the average loss per trade smaller. But then by how much? That should be detailed. And you should not this week try to make money. Money takes care of itself. You should be focused on getting that average loss per trade where you said you were going to get it this week. So too many of you are waking up in the morning. Excuse me, guys. Too many of you are waking up in the morning and just hoping that today is different from yesterday. But let me tell you this. Hope doesn't cut it in this game. Successful trading just doesn't one day magically appear in your life. You've got to put the work in, traders. You've got to journal. You've got to investigate. You've got to crack every single losing trade open and find the why. Do you understand? You've got to eliminate demons one by one. That demon's gone. Boom. This demon's gone. You've got to chop that average losing trade every single week down to where it should be. You understand? And that takes a methodical, dedicated approach. Focus. Every trade should have a focus. Every trade should have a purpose. It shouldn't be I just want to make money. That's not enough. Everybody wants to make money. So who are you? Right? It's not enough to just wake up and say, I just want today's trades to be better than yesterday's trades. It doesn't come that way. And that's what a lot of you are doing. You're just hoping this trade's different from the last one without doing a single thing. Like, how does, I don't know. I don't know how that just makes sense. It takes work, guys, and it doesn't come overnight. You know how many people are in this room? I've got 3 rooms going on. I got 3 channels going on right now, guys. English, Spanish, Portuguese. But I can only see the numbers in my English rooms. There's 294 people in this room, right? You know why there's not 2,000 or 20,000 instead of 200? Do you know why? Because I tell you in your face, you cannot get this right away. You will not get this right away. You will lose first. You will suck first. You need experience first. It's impossible to be good in the beginning. Because if I didn't say that, there would be 20,000 people here. With my mouth, there would be 20,000 people. I promise you. If I promised all the wrong things, I could get 20,000 people here. I'm telling you. But the reason I don't have that is because I'm a straight shooter. And I tell you in your faces, en tus caras, you're going to lose. And there's nothing you or anybody else can do to change that. And if you're going to win, you're going to have to get used to taking your loss and using your losses to become better than you are today. But you can't not lose first. Understand this. Losses first. And in everything in life, that is the case, right? Do you start off being an excellent walker when you're born and you're 8, 9 months years old? Does a baby come out an excellent walker? No. The baby's falling less. That's how everything happens. Everything in nature works that way. You want to leap, you want to be higher than you are now, you have to first squat. That's loss. You want to pull a bow, you want to shoot a bow and arrow forward, you got to pull it back first. That's loss of ground to gain ground. Do you understand? You want to plant a tree, you got to put the seed down in the ground in the darkness first, and then it grows upward. Everything in life is back first, down first, loss first, then forward. So who are you to change things, right? And some of you, I believe, are putting too much pressure on yourself because it hasn't clicked to you that it's golden for you to be losing. It's right for you to be losing. You're supposed to lose. And this is why I created my program, traders. I created my program to help traders get through that losing period without destroying their finances, without destroying their families. You know, I put the capital up. I let them know, look, don't ruin your family's capital because you're going to lose first. And of course, there are people who don't listen to me and they destroy their families. All right. But this program, my program was designed to prevent you from having to destroy your finances getting this right, because you will lose first. So why do that with your capital? That doesn't make sense to me. Nobody on Wall Street uses their own capital. It's dumb. It's dumb. Right? All right. Randy is asking, Oliver, when are we going to see live trade reviews? I might bring them back. I mean, we do live trade reviews virtually every day with my traders. But you're asking me, when am I going to do them again with those of you who aren't my traders? I'll maybe do them every now and then. All right. But understand, guys, that we're working behind the scenes every single day, tightening, going over trades, tightening. Always. Oliver, Trade with Rules says, Oliver, do you think we are in the same cycle again, like when you shorted the Dow Jones at its peak? Do I think we're in the same cycle? I just think we're in a bear cycle right now, guys. I mean, it's pretty clear. It's hard not to make money on the short side. And so what my traders are doing, especially off the opening, is we're giving no credence to anything that's showing strength. So strength is basically, we look to fade strength. We look to go against strength in this market environment, especially off the open. So if you look at the way the market opened today, it opened relatively strong. All right. Things, that first few minutes were up, but boom, they all basically gave up the ghost, or a lot of things gave up the ghost. So guys, if it's not, I'm not long anything in this environment unless it's an oil stock. All right. I might do an oil stock long, but I'm a natural shorter anyway. So this is, I shine in these market environments right now. Let's see here. Oliver, I've been trading for over 3 years and I'm still not profitable. I haven't had many 10 to 25 day winning streaks in the past. I'm discouraged. All right, Joseph, I understand discouragement. Trust me, I understand it first hand. But to be honest with you, 3 years is not a long time. All right. You can't get, what can you really become a master at in 3 years in life? Like, think about that. All right. I think you're being too hard on yourself with the time. Like, you can't even get a freaking rinky-dink college degree from a rinky-dink low-level college in 3 years. Barely. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't expect to be a master at anything in 3 years. Like, what comes in 3 years? Like, what? What mastery in anything comes in 3 years? You're not going to get it in 3 years. Now, what you may be saying is that, okay, Oliver, I'm not necessarily looking to be masterful in 3 years, but should I be better than I am? That might be possible. Now, I don't know where you are, but you have to know where you are. And so the way you do that is what I explained to you. You've got to start taking 20 trades at a time, and you divide the winners from the losers, right? You take the losers first. You start off with the biggest losing trade of your 20 trades, and you've got to go inside of that trade, and you've got to find out, why was this trade the biggest loser? And was it conducted properly? And you got to break it down. Was the trade, should the trade have been a trade? Meaning, did I identify an opportunity, or was this a mistake? And it wasn't an opportunity. And you can't judge that by whether the trade's a win or a loss. That doesn't give you the answer. So you got to make sure I identified a good opportunity here. All right. Once you get past that, Was your entry on point, or were you sloppy with your entry? Did you misplace where you protect yourself? Why was this trade bigger than all the other trades? Did you add too many times? That's a problem. I kept adding to the play, and then it didn't work after I blew up the size of my play. That's a problem. All right. Or, I put my stop too close. Whatever. The point is that if you don't rip every single losing trade apart after you get 20, don't do it one at a time. You need to look at these things in blocks. But if you don't crack them open, how are you going to find the jewel inside? I'm going to say this. Listen to me carefully. Your future wins are inside of your current losses. Crack them open. I'll say it again. Your future wins, they're with you right now. They're actually hiding inside of your current losses. So they're currently with you. You currently have losses, right? Well, inside of those losses is your future. Crack them open. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just a few of you let me know. Let me know. You understand what I'm saying? Make sense? Crack those bad boys open. They're there. The secrets are there. The answer to all of your trading problems are right with you inside of your current losses right now. Crack them open. Hi, OV. All right, cool. Appreciate you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You have the gift to teach. Thank you. Recently found you and reading your books and listening to all your YouTube presentations. Can't get enough. Already making me a better trader. Awesome. Good. Fantastic. That has been one of my lifelong promises to myself, guys. When I was in this situation, very much like who was I answering? I can't remember what I was answering. Well, our friend who was saying, I think it was Joseph who was saying that he's discouraged. During one of my discouraging periods, I promised myself that if I were to ever make it, I would do my part to try to be a beacon light of hope for people just like me. Because when I started, guys, all the way back in the early 1980s, right, there was no material. There was nothing. There were no seminars. There were no teachers. There were no mentors. There was nothing. There were no courses. There was nothing. Do you understand? There was Edwards and McGee. Technical analysis of the stock market. That big, giant, freaking encyclopedia. You can kill somebody if you threw it through the book at them, And I just got so frustrated that there was such a dearth of information. It was absolutely nothing. And so you were forced to just do trial and error, which is a very expensive way to trade. And so I wanted to change that. I promised myself that if I were to ever make it one day, that I would put out into the world a body of work that would serve at least as a foundational starting point for people like me who don't have the connections to get a top trading job on Wall Street, right? So that's what this channel is all about, guys. Every single day, a piece of content that's designed to touch upon one of a variety of different things, whether it's psychological fortitude, emotional fortitude, raising your level of market sophistication, about how markets operate, work, tactics, strategies, protection, everything. And so that's why I do this. I'm keeping my promise. All right. A Doust is asking, is 1 or 2 trades a day considered too conservative to be able to make a living? Well, making a living is very different from training. You need to up you need to up your activity in if you're going through training, right? You can't become good at something doing it once or twice a day. It's just not going to happen. All right? You need tens of thousands of trades under your belt. Do you understand this? And your progress is like a clock. Tick, 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 tick. But it stops. So when is your progress clock is ticking at times, and then it's not ticking at times, which means you're making no progress. So the only time you're making progress is inside of a trade. So the moment you get into a trade, tick, 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 you're making progress. The moment you exit a trade, there is zero progress being made. You can study charts. You can look at the bars go up and down until you go blind. You can read books. You can even read my books. You can read articles. You can go to trading shows. You can study for hours upon hours. There is not a single extra tick being made. There is zero progress. There is zero progress in reading, zero progress in studying, zero progress in courses, even mine. Yes, zero progress in books, even my books. That doesn't mean don't go buy them. Let's not go that far. But what I'm saying is all of those things are locker room talk, right? It's locker room preparation, but it's not the game on the field. Reading a book is locker room. You know, using a sports analogy here, right? You're in the freaking locker room with the coach. When you're training with me, we're in the locker room. I'm drawing on the board. That's not the game. All right. You're not becoming experienced as a player in the locker room. You're getting prepped for the game. So it's not that the locker room stuff doesn't have value, but don't think that you can progress your way to being a better trader reading or studying or looking at the market. I've got some traders, man, it pisses me off, right? They're 6 hours in front of the monitor, and they did 2 trades. Like, what are you looking for? Like, what are you doing? Do you understand? Like, you're making zero progress. Zero. Nothing. It's a waste of time. You're only going to get good at this doing it. And you know what? Failing at it, falling with it, tripping over it, getting bruised up, scraping your knee with it, and getting right back up. Is what's going to create your mastery. And yes, that means you will have to lose during that period. And yes, you will be depressed sometimes. And yes, you'll be discouraged sometimes. So what? Life is not easy. You know, I get some people tell me this all the time, but Oliver, man, trading is hard. And, okay. And, like that's supposed to mean something? Oliver, it's hard. So what is hard? Like, freaking life is hard. So what? My dad used to tell me, Oliver, if you want to live an easy life, do the hard thing now. And if you want to live a hard life, there's one way to guarantee your life will be really hard, is that every decision, find the easiest thing to do and do the easy thing. And if you do the easy thing today and tomorrow and every day of your life, you do the easy thing, you're going to be guaranteed to have one of the hardest lives in history. All right. Do the hard thing now. Get the training out of the way now. Get the loss out of the way now. Losing is not easy. It's hard. It's discouraging. So what? Get it out of the way now. Don't push it into the future. If you're going to lose, lose big, lose consistently. Let's get through those tunnels now so that your tomorrow is easier. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. And when you become successful, you're going to want it to be hard for everybody else. You're going to be like, it was hard for me. It should be hard for you. It should be hard for everybody. All right. I get a little excited, guys. You know me. Oliver, do you recommend trading binary options? No fake markets, guys. Come on, let's keep it real, okay? Let's keep it freaking real. We play real markets. All right, we don't play fake markets, okay? And none of that nonsense. So no, hell no. All right. I love you, Oliver. You changed my life. Well, thank you very much. I love you too. It's like you're talking to me directly. It's amazing. Yeah, well, in a sense, we're all the same. The moment you step your foot onto this trading journey, we share many things in common. There's a oneness there. Because all of the challenges are the same. Do you understand? We all deal with the very same demons. The darkness is the same for all of us. And but it's so still unique. It's the same challenges, but everyone has to approach it uniquely differently, It's wild. It all depends on what you bring to the game. What luggage do you bring? What baggage do you bring? We all have baggage, and we bring this baggage to the market. Someone might have this psychological malady of wanting to prove to the world that they're not worthy. Some people have that psychological malady, and in many cases, it's not even conscious. They want to hurt. They don't feel worthy, so they prove to themselves that they are not worthy through loss. Now, that's a type of baggage. I just don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to help a person that secretly wants to fail, right? And there are signs that you might have this. Like, as an example, you have this incredible, beautiful streak of doing the right thing, the right thing, the right thing, the right thing. And just for some unknown reason, you just do one big stupid thing to knock everything you've built down. And you can't figure out, why did I do that? That's that malady. You have that malady. That malady, that psychological malady that's somewhere inside of you, you can't see. You have to destroy what is not confirming that you are worthy. And so I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if your parents told you every day you were going to be a failure and that's what you believe now. I don't know where that comes from, but I see it. And I don't know what to do about it. But this is my point, is that every trader brings something to the market that they're going to have to conquer and get over. And the market is a beautiful mechanism in this regard, because it almost serves as a mirror into your soul. Trading, the market will show you the ugliest parts of yourself. Do you understand? It will. And in this sense, it's almost spiritual in nature if you use it properly. All right, I'm getting an error message, but I'm hoping everything is okay. But anyway, guys, so yeah, these that sounds like a clinical psychology issue. Yeah, it's true. But I see it. I see it in traders. You know, you should listen to this. You should never, ever allow the market or yourself to take away your gains after a certain point. Never. So let me give you an example of this. Let's say, for instance, you have set up where if I get past $100 in gains, I will not go home today with less than $30. Let's say that. So if you got 100, now you protect 30. And so all of your next trades, you can lose, but you can't lose to the point where you chop that $100 gain below 30. So then let's say once it's 150, now it's $75. Once it's $300, now you protect $200. Once it's $500, now you protect $350, like that. So what I'm saying is every trader, you should have a point at which there can't ever be a zero again. Now that might be $50, that might be $100. It depends on the trader. But you should practice this. You should practice reaching a point where now, no matter how bad things are, I will not go home broke. I will not go home under this dollar amount. I see too many traders that allow themselves and the market to take away their hard-earned gains. And I just don't freaking understand it. That is a crime. Do you understand? That you allow someone or something or you to take food off of your family's table, to take it all away? How? Why? How? And you got to practice not allowing anything in life to do that. But you have to determine what food on your table is. So $5 is not food on your table. So you can't be like, I made $5, so I'm going to protect $2. No, it has to be a threshold like $100 or something like that, right? Can't be too small. So define what food on your table is. And if that's $100, then boom, once you get once you're up $100, now how much of that will you protect as food on your table? Is it 50? Is it 40? Whatever it is, then make that law. Do you understand? And have several thresholds: 100, 150, 200, 300, 400, 500, like that. And so that number that you protect keeps going up. And practice never allowing that protected amount to disappear on you. And this will help you grow. It'll help you become more disciplined. It will help you grow as well. All right. All right. Hi, Oliver. Can I get funded if I follow a strategy of my own? And what conditions I can gladly prove myself? Look, if you make money, I don't really care how you really make money. But in my program, look, guys, it's a professional trading organization, right? Every trader has a profile. So you're going to have a maximum loss per week. All right. That's going to determine your maximum loss per day. You're going to have a specific price range that you can trade in, and you're going to have a list of stocks to choose from. It's under those controlled elements, right? I've got to be able to control your losses when you don't control your losses. All right. And so if you can operate, I don't care what you utilize within those parameters, but you will have parameters that stop you from destroying my account, right? And so, for instance, if your maximum loss is $200, as an example, and you're negative $201, you've got 6 seconds. 6 seconds to do the right thing. 6 seconds to correct that. And if you don't liquidate everything inside of 6 seconds, my algorithms, in the blink of an eye, auto liquidate all of your positions, close your account down, and your keyboard stops working until the next morning. And so I'm generous, but I'm not an idiot. All right. So sometimes I've got to protect myself from the trader's lack of ability to protect themselves. Right. And I do that through algorithmic trade management. All right. Oliver, a maximum loss of 20 cents at the open. Do you think it's realistic? No, I think that's way too small. No, you can go, guys, you can go way too small with the stops. All right. It sounds like it's cool to do, good to do, but you can take anything too far. You want to avoid putting your stocks in a straitjacket. You have to give them room to move around and jump up and down, right? But if you make the space too small for them, they will break the space all the time. So you can become a chronic loser by having your stops too small. Give your worker, the stock is your worker, it's your employee. Stop breathing down your worker's neck. Give your worker adequate time and adequate room to do his or her job for you. All right? Don't put it in a straitjacket, but don't give it enough room to hurt you either. Do you understand? So there's that delicate balance. And it's really very simple, guys. What is your maximum loss per day divided by 3 is your maximum loss per trade. All right. So if in order to get your you should have a maximum loss per week, that maximum loss per week should be divided by 5. That gets you your maximum loss per day, right? The maximum loss per day should be divided by 3, and that gets you your maximum loss per trade. Now, go. And don't lose more than the maximum loss that you have written down, period. And focus on the losing side. Don't focus on the winning side. Focus on losing properly. Winners take care of themselves. If a stock goes up $100, it didn't go up because of your help, did it? The market doesn't need you to help it. It does. All you did was pray. All right. But you didn't push it up. You didn't have a few billionaire friends that you called and said, listen, I just bought WXYZ. Can you throw a couple $100 million into it so it goes up? You didn't do that. So the market, you don't do anything to win. The only thing you contribute to is on the loss side, because the market can win all by itself. What it can't do is stop itself. It needs you to stop it. So it's a partnership, right? The market is almost, if the market could speak to you, it would be like this. It would say, listen, Tony B, I'm using Tony B's name here. Tony B, listen, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do my best to make us some money. All right. I've got this. I'm going to do my best. But listen, I need you, Tony B. I need you to, if today is just a little harder than I thought, and they're beating me, I need you to save me. Tony B, please, I'm begging you. I need you to save me because I can't save myself. I need you to come get me and end it, because I will just keep fighting and fighting until they kill me. So please, I will handle the win side, but if I'm losing, please save me. And that's the way the trading partnership works. You don't do anything to win. You only save. You only cut when you're supposed to cut. That's your responsibility. It's the stock's responsibility to win. All right. And far too many traders are actually trying to do the stock's job and not their job. So they're trying to win, which is not your job. And they don't even do their job, which is to cut and save the play, save the money, save the stock when you're supposed to save it. They're busy doing the stock market's job. All right. Tony B. Tony B says, Oliver, I use micro futures. Do you believe in pairing off losers like S&P long? Doesn't work. Send Dow short. Green bigger than red close. But I don't even know what that means, Tony B. I just felt like I was reading a different language here. I use micro futures. Futures is okay. I mean, you know, it's highly leveraged, so you got to really be very disciplined. Oliver, could you please explain what phase BTC is in? I thought based on your teaching phase 4 or other phase 1, but I don't understand the swing highs right now. Thank you. Well, first of all, I believe that we're in the middle of an extended bull phase of Bitcoin. So oftentimes the middle of a run will be sort of like a sideways like rattling like this. So you'll have this sharp run up and then a pause, like maybe a sideways pause, or sometimes it drifts, a pause that drifts downward a little bit, but in a sideways choppy way. And then boom, you leave that consolidation. That consolidation will typically be the middle. All right. So where do I believe we are in Bitcoin? I believe that this year-long sideways movement is the middle of the bull run. So the bull run that ran up to the 60,000s, almost 70,000s, and is now this way, sideways, 30,000, 60,000, 30,000, 60,000, like that. That boom, that breaks out, and it makes that middle range, $30,000 to $60,000 range, that becomes the middle. So project, if I'm right, you can project where we're going if I'm right. If that sideways thing is the middle, turns out to be the middle. All right. Pauses are often the middle. And I believe we're in a year-long pause for the most part that will ultimately give way. Now, could I be wrong? Yes, of course. Do I think I'm wrong? No, of course not. I never think I'm wrong. You know me. But it's possible, guys. It's not financial advice. You know, I'm just a guy on the internet. On the internet, you know that. Oliver, why don't you show us your losing trades? Because you've always told us that you lose often, but you recover. Yes. Yes. But you never show us your losing trades. Oh, I show my losing trades all the time. You mean just publicly, right? So guys, look, I have traders, right, that have sacrificed, made big sacrifices to be a part of this family, to be a part of my trading program or whatever. It would be terribly unfair to these traders who made this sacrifice, that went without certain things to basically be involved here, that I just give all of that to everybody, right? That I can't do that. There are certain things that I do every single day or every single week, certainly every single month with my traders, right? But I do try to do little tastes of those things here as well for those who are not. I do believe that that is something I should do. It is something that I will continue to do. But I also do things in phases. So there might be a phase where I show you a bunch of trades from start to finish. Like I record my trading and then I'll put that here. Or there might be a phase where I go to dissecting one of my losing trades or something like that. So it'll come. It's just not going to be like regular like I do with my family members. It just can't be. That would be unfair. All right. But yes, my style of market play, my and I'll give you the name of it. My pyramid approach. My traders know this, right? When I'm pyramiding into a trade, I will often that style often almost requires that you be negative first. All right, you're pyramiding into a play that is basically right now going against you, but you believe it's not going to go against you very long. So you pyramid into it. And when you're pyramiding into it, you're negative until it turns and then you just explode in profitability. So that style will often have me negative first. Right, so I might be negative $800 to $1,500 first, and then boom, here's $4,000 gain, right? Like that. Les says you definitely pay it forward. You're a giver and have helped me personally immensely. I could never thank you enough. Thank you so very much, Les. That does mean a lot to me. Thank you. Do I have a special on the trading program? Yes, I will make sure that anyone here today who wants to at least investigate has a special price. So team, if you're listening, special prices today. All right. For anybody who wants to come on board. But guys, listen, the way this is the thing I want anyone who's considering this to think about this. You're going to pay one price. The price is you can lose this on a trade. All right. So the price is nothing, guys. You can lose it in one trade. You can make the price for my program in one trade. All right. So the price is very negligible. In addition to that, you can get the price back. So your first profits, which we are supposed to share, all of the profits are yours until you get that back. I just want you to have some skin in the game. I'm really not all that. The important thing is not the little price you pay to get into the program, because you're going to get that back. All right. It's just to have enough skin in the game to put the work in. It's not going to come right away, but you're going to have to put work in. All right. And if this were free, I guarantee you, man, the majority of people would not put the work in. That little skin in the game makes them focus. It makes them want to get value from it. It makes them respect the process. And then they get it back on the back end, right? So it's a small cost, but it's enough for you to have some skin in the game. In addition to that, I will pour every ounce of my 35-year trading history inside of you. I will pour it all. There will be nothing held back. Do you understand? And I will tell you this. If you can't make it here, then I personally believe, as egotistical as this is going to sound, I apologize in advance, but it is not meant that way. But I just know how it's going to sound. I just don't think you can make it anywhere. If you can't make it here, where you're being trained and taught and shown every single day of your life by experience, like real experience that trade in your face, right? Then I just don't know where else there's something better. I just don't. And if there is, then you show me, but you tell me about it. But, this is the right way to do this. I believe we do it the right way. All right. So also, guys, I do want you to understand that I, like everybody else in this industry, in every industry, guys, we have a scam problem. We have a bot problem. We have a impersonation problem here, right? So you got to be careful of who you're communicating with, right? And I do want to show you something here, if I can. I just don't know I don't know why these things are not. I want to see if they're visible If I can get you this visible, it wasn't working before. Give me a second here. I think this is going to be cut off, right? Let me see. So let me know, guys, if that's visible. Can you see that? I don't know if you could see that. Let me know. But make sure that, guys, know it's off the screen. I'm looking at it myself now. I don't understand this. It's off the screen. I don't know how to do it. But guys, make sure that you are dealing with my real account, OL Velez 007. Okay. And I'm going to have this posted as an image because I can't show it to you here. Obviously, it's not working. But I'm going to post this as an image. Guys, there is one thing I also want to tell you, that I am probably known more for my short-term oriented trading than I am for my wealth trading, guys. But I will tell you that 95% of my capital is deployed in generating wealth. It is not trading. I trade every single day of my life. That is for sure. All right. But, all right. But I'm back, guys. I know that that's off the screen, guys. I do know that's off the screen, but I'm coming back here. But yeah, most of what I do and my time is applied to big money plays, big money moves, right? And so we had so many people that was interested in following me down this wealth journey that we extended the deadline for the special pricing, guys. I will get that image posted for you. I don't know how to do it here, but if you're interested in following me down this path, guys, it's the perfect time right now. It's not always a good time for wealth. I mean, big money moves, right? It's not always a good time. It's a good time to start this journey now, right? Now is a pivotal time for wealth. And if you're interested in that, let's go. Let's do this. All right. So I think I held my last event here. I think I had a special going on. Now I'm extending that special through today. So if you're interested in that, I'd love for you to join us there. But we've extended the deadline here. But it's a perfect time. And my wealth traders and I, we really killed the last time. It was freaking incredible. What we're going to be doing now and setting ourselves up for now, I believe, is going to potentially put us in a position to benefit even bigger than the last wealth generating wave. All right. This is very special. And guys, every wealth is made on the way down. This is what a lot of people don't understand. Wealth is not made on the way up. It's enjoyed on the way up, but it's made on the way down. It's determined by what you're doing on the way down. It is too late when things turn and things start shooting back to the upside. You've got to do certain things on the way down to make the move back up a wealth generating move. And so you know what we've been doing over the past several months here, right? Is we've been declining. And this is what sets up big wealth opportunities, guys. It's not the up move, it's the down move. But you got to know what to do and how to do it and what to do it on. And that's what we focus on wealth. We scour the earth, guys, for the best wealth opportunities, and we professionally insert ourselves into these things. All right. And if I have to say so myself, it's one of my skills. We've done this very, very, very well over the past decade, even more, past 2 decades. All right, guys. So look, I love doing these things. I love passing this time with you. This makes me a little more connected with my following here. Just even the questions that I'm reading helps me put my finger on your pulse a little bit more. So I like these things, and I continue to do these, guys, every Monday. Okay. So listen, enjoy the rest of your day. Listen, speak to my staff if you're interested about a trading program or wealth program. All right. Very special pricing going on right now for a wealth program in particular. All right. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of you join the family. All right, guys, I think you're home. This is home. Let's do it together. Let's walk down this journey together. All right. Ciao for now, guys. All right. I'll see some of you next week. Boom.